Hello everyone, welcome to StudyIQ IS English channel. I am your educator Praveen Mishra, and let's begin the very next chapter in our Indian polity series, that is the Preamble. So as you can watch on your screens here, the first ever Prime Minister of independent India, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, signing a document, right? This is what the image represents. What is this document actually? This document is phrased as the objective resolution of the Indian Constitution that later was upgraded in the name of the Preamble or the Preface. Literally, actually, the Preamble only of the Indian Constitution. So let's discuss each and every segment. Yes, each and every segment of the word that is Preamble. So in layman's term, just to understand Preamble, how do I define this word? Basically, Preamble, if you have ever read any book, no, you must have read a book, right? Obviously, we are UPSC aspirants. So we read books, we live with books only. The books are life only. Until and unless you convert your designation from a common man to a qualified officer. So when you read a book, the very first page of the book comes with the name that is preface. The preface of any book talks about the theme of the book. That is, what is this book is actually based on. Just for example, the disclaimer of the movies. It tells us, to be honest, that is not the disclaimer even, the trailer of a movie, right? When you watch a trailer of a movie, you get to know the theme, the gist of the story. That what is the theme of the movie is, what is the storyline of the movie is, right? Okay, whether the movie is kind of a melodramatic thing or a kind of a suspenseful movie or a romantic one or whatsoever thing, right? Okay, so just the very same way, the books, they have preamble. The law book of the country is having another preface that is in the name of preamble. Okay, so here we go with the Constitution of India, the Preamble, the very first page of the Constitution. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, and to secure to all its citizens basically, justice. Justice of what? Social, economic, and political. Further, liberty. Liberty of what? Thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship. Equality. What type of equality? Equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them fraternity, simply what we call it in Hindi as bhaichara, brotherhood, okay, of fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation in our Constituent Assembly on this 26th day of November 1949. Okay, that is what we celebrate these days as the Constitution Day, right? So this is how the preamble is read, as you can see the words, okay? We, the people of India. So what is actually this we, the people of India? How do we define this term, we, the people of India? So here we go with the basic definition of the first ever line of the preamble. We, who are we? So it is this phrase that affirms that the Constitution of India derives its authority and legitimacy from the people of India. We, the people of India, are the source of power, source of law, source of administration and government of this country. Okay, as it is stated in the American Constitution as well, that is, they, the people of America. Here we in India, we, the people of India. Okay, so this phrase states that the Constitution is not imposed by any external authority. No, there is no Godfather sitting above us. Okay, there is nothing known as an external authority or a power, but is drafted and adopted by people of India themselves, reflecting their collective will and aspirations. That's it. This is what we, the people of India, is. That is, no Godfather sitting above me, no crown, No other authority, no other power. This is just you and me, that is we. Okay, you plus me, that is created as we. Okay, so we have gifted this constitution to ourselves. We have created this constitution for ourselves, and we will be the source of the constitution, source of the authority, source of the government of India. Right? That is what the word we the people means. Okay, so the preamble to the Indian Constitution basically, okay, refers to the introduction or preface to the Indian Constitution, as what I stated in the beginning. Okay, so as a text containing the essence of the Constitution, basically the theme, that's it. Okay, simply by majority, when we talk about some great experts of the Constituent Assembly, like for example, we have got the name Mr. Palkhiwala and Mr. Munshi, one of the champions of the Constituent Assembly, and apart from that, champions of the legal reforms in India as well. Okay, so what we can see, while describing the meaning of the preamble of Indian Constitution, eminent jurist N.A. Palkhiwala has called it as the identity card of the country. Okay, N.A. Palkhiwala, one of the biggest weapons in the field of law as well, he is accredited with this title. And apart from that, in the context of preamble, Mr. N.A. Palkhiwala has stated that the identity card of the Constitution is what? It is the preamble. We talk about further the statement given by K.M. Munshi. It is what? The political horoscope of the Constitution. So two things that you need to remember here by the statements, that is statements of K.M. Munshi, and apart from that N.A. Palkhiwala. So N.A. Palkhiwala called the Constitution as the identity card of the Constitution, whereas K.M. Munshi called it as the political horoscope of the Constitution. Okay. Now, next thing. The very basic concept of preamble. 4 days later of the very first sitting of the Constituent Assembly, that is on 13th of December 1946, Jawaharlal Nehru, when he entered the Constituent Assembly, the people were in much anticipation and much excitement as well. The whole assembly was, in much of excitement, in much of like something thrilling is coming. As Panditji stated in the very first meeting itself, that by the next couple of days, you will be given the must required thing of the Constitution. So the morning of 13th of December 1946, when Panditji, just in his hands like this, along with a file, covered in a file actually, or an envelope basically, or a folder, what we can say basically, he entered the assembly hall, and there was a big smile, as mentioned in many documentaries and the books, on many of the legal experts sitting into the rows. And now they were like, Panditji, jaldi se bas aap kholiye ye kitab, ye folder jo aap lekar aaye. Panditji, just open this folder as early as possible, and we need to see how wonderfully the crafting of the objective resolution has been done. Right? So this is what happened. 13 December 1946, Jawaharlal Nehru moved the objective resolution in the Constituent Assembly. The resolution defines the basic goal or the purpose of the Indian Constitution, where it also acted as the guiding principle for the members of the Constituent Assembly who are framing the Constitution. The same resolution was adopted on 22nd of January 1947. So guys, make this thing very clear. Jawaharlal Nehru represented objective resolution on 13th of December 1946, which stated the theme of the Constitution as well as the working of the Constituent Assembly. Apart from that, it was adopted when? Around 8 months later from the proposal, that is in August, exactly 22nd of August 1947. This is what the date is for. Sorry, not August, really sorry, my bad. Okay, a month later something. Okay, 22nd January 1947. Okay, so the Constitution was, the preamble was adopted 22nd January 1947, not August, sorry. Okay, so the preamble to the Indian Constitution, 22nd January 1947, with the keywords once again, as you can see. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, and just after sovereign, The chronology of the words are very important. It's not like that you can mix it up. No, absolutely not. There will be no scope of shuffling the words. Sovereign, immediately after that, socialist, followed by secular, followed by democratic, followed by republic. So sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, republic. Okay. So first thing is that we have sovereign, that is we have gained independence and there is no godfather sitting above us. Then what we are socialist. We will be working for the growth and development, upliftment and enhancement of the Indian society, the people of it as a whole, regardless of their color, caste, creed, gender, place of birth, religion, etc., etc. Then we are further, we are secular. We do not belong to any religion. We admit, accept, respect, celebrate each and every single religion, from Holi to Diwali to Eid to Bakrid to Christmas to Good Friday to Lodi to Baisakhi, to every single thing we celebrate as our religion. Okay? See, Eid bhi meri hai, Diwali bhi meri hai. Okay? यहाँ Christmas भी मेरा है और जो लोहड़ी बैसाखी है वो भी मेरा है. So even Eid belongs to me. I prefer eating, I prefer eating sevaiya in Eid, and I must celebrate Eid as well. And I prefer eating that son papdi on Diwali. Yes, I must be, in a very enthusiastic way, be celebrating Christmas as well and having a good, wonderful chocolate cake over that day. And apart from that, when it comes to the season of Baisakhi while celebrating Lodi, I must also have wonderfully, in the very same enthusiasm, that is makke di roti sarson da saag. This is all mine. Okay, it's not like that. I must not state that this festival belongs to me and not that. No, that will be against the principles of the Constitution. So who I am secular. And then I am democratic, as I have elected a government for myself. The government people, those who are inside government, they are my representatives. Who has given them the authority to sit inside the government and run the administration and governance of this country? It's me. So who I am democratic. And my head of the state, the Honorable President of India, is also elected by me. It's I who has elected my president, and I have given the president the authority to be the head of the state. Right? So sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, republic. We, the people of India. And we guarantee to ourselves what? Justice. All the three parameters of justice, that is social, economical and political. Apart from justice, also I do give myself, yourself, to ourselves, that is liberty. Liberty of what? Liberty of thought, expression, faith, belief and worship. Whatever you want to think, you can. Whatever your faith is, whatever you want to worship, whatever you want to believe, you can. Then equality. Equality of what? Status. The status that holds that you are holding, that the very same status is held by me as well. We are all same. We are all citizens of India. Right? That is what equality is. Fraternity. That is assuring the dignity of each and every individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. What is that? Fraternity. Simply speaking, assuring the dignity, that is living in peace and harmony and tranquility, that is assuring the social contract philosophy, that is simply speaking, I'm having brotherhood, sisterhood, everything. Okay, and the next thing, that is unity and integrity. Unity is a philosophical approach, whereas integrity is more based, or widerly it is based on geographical phenomena. That is India, from Indira Coal to Indira Point, specifically speaking, from Karakoram ranges to Lakshadweep to Andaman, from Nagaland, Arunachal to Gujarat, Rajasthan. It all belongs to me, that is I, India. So we are all Indians, regardless of my domicile, regardless of my place of birth, regardless of my profession, my caste, my community, my creed, my color, my religion, whatsoever. Who I am the citizen of India. Actually, I am an Indian. Okay, and soon to be Indian Administrative Services Officer, right guys? Okay, so this is what the integrity commitment is. Unity is philosophical, that is we just hold an emotional contact of unity, that is all we are together, and integrity is more broadly based on, or widerly it is based on, the geographical phenomena, that is my place of residence, that is India. Okay, so in our Constituent Assembly, all of these things we adopt on 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact and give to ourselves this wonderful, beautiful, extraordinary Constitution of India, right? So this is what the words of preamble, and now just talking about each and every word. The word sovereign, where does it represent? It represents that I am an independent, free country. I do not have any godfather sitting over me. I can take all of my decisions, internal decisions as well as external decisions, on my sole purpose, on my sole authority, on my sole will. This is what the word sovereign means, that India is neither dependent nor dominated by any other country, but it is a self-governing state. And the next thing, no authority is above it, and it is free to manage its own external as well as internal affairs. And apart from that, being a sovereign state, India can acquire a foreign territory, cede a part of its territory in favor of a foreign state, whatever. Being a sovereign state, India, that is I, can acquire any territory. Pakistan, be careful. Apart from that, if I want to cede any territory of mine, then also I can do that. Okay, so this is what being a sovereign state means. Next, socialist. What does the word socialist basically implies? Are we following socialism? Yes, on papers at least. So the word socialist implies that it envisions a socio-economic system wherein there is an equitable distribution of wealth, resources and opportunities, aiming to reduce economic inequalities among citizens. Okay, that is, each and everyone is equal, a socio-economic system where distribution of wealth will be done accordingly, according to the principles of what we call it as equity. Okay, we call it as the principles of equity. Equality plus equity. Okay, that is what is also mentioned when we will be discussing about the DPSP chapter, that is part 4. We will be discussing about Article 39, Clause B as well as Clause C. Okay, so when we discuss Article 39's Clause B and C, this is what is absolutely mentioned. Equal distribution of resources, no concentration of wealth, that is aiming to reduce economic inequalities among citizens. So this is what basically the word socialist means. Next comes in, that is secular. The word secular means, it emphasizes the principle of religious neutrality. I belong to every religion, as I was stating. So here the factor that we need to understand, secularism has got two distinct components. The first one is positive secularism, the another one is negative secularism. So come on, please tell me quickly guys, what type of secularism do we follow in India? Are we on the positive side or on the negative side? Which side of secularism are we? Are we positive side or the negative side? Come on, quickly. Okay, so the correct answer is we do follow, yes, the positive secularism only. Right? What do we follow? Positive secularism. That is, we accept, admit, celebrate, respect each and every religion. As once again, Eid also belongs to me, so does Diwali. Holi belongs to me, so does Christmas. Everything. Okay, so this is what secularism is, that is religious neutrality I am following for myself. Next, justice. What does this word justice implies? So justice has got the further three components, that is social, economic and political. So what is the three terms here? Social justice means it refers to the equal treatment of citizens regardless of their social distinctions like caste, color, race, religion, gender, etc. Okay, what it is? Equal treatment. Okay, equal treatment to all the citizens regardless of what they are, who they are, from where they are. Okay, that is what social justice is. Next comes economic justice, that is providing opportunity or having non-discrimination between the people based on economic factors. That is, it also involves the elimination of inequalities in income, wealth and property. No class system. There is no first estate, second estate or third estate as we used to have experienced, as we have experienced it during the French Revolution. Before French Revolution, the state of France was divided into 3 states. The first estate, second estate and third estate based on their economic status. The bourgeoisie, the proletariats, okay, that is the labor class, the clergies, the ruling class and so on, right? So there is no class distinction here. Everyone is equal, no discrimination on the basis of economic wealth. And last, here comes the political justice. It implies that all the citizens should have equal political rights, equal access to all political offices and equal voice in the government. Let's say, for example, in Fundamental Right chapter, that is part 3, we'll be reading about Article 16 that mentions the theme of political justice. Who can vote? Every Indian can vote. There is a certain eligibility criteria. What is that eligibility criteria? If you are 18 plus of the age, you are fit to vote. Okay. Who can contest elections? Anyone can. Certain eligibility criteria, like for example, Lok Sabha 25, Rajya Sabha 30 and so on, right? So just cross the eligibility criteria mark and whosoever you are, from wherever you are, doesn't matter, okay? You are fit to possess, contest any elections, okay? The idea of justice, that is social, economic and political, has been taken from the Russian Revolution of 1917. Popularly, we have also given it the name Bolshevik Revolution. Okay. So the Bolshevik Revolution or the Russian Revolution of 1917, it is from where this idea of political justice or the whole concept of justice has been adopted from. Okay. Next, liberty. See, many of the times the word liberty has been misinterpreted by the students. Misinterpretation exists here when we come to understand the word liberty. So let's just eliminate this misinterpretation or misunderstanding of this word. The term liberty means, what is the actual meaning of liberty? Absence of restraints on the activities of individuals. That is, there is no capping, there is no restraints that you cannot do this, you cannot do that, you cannot go here, you cannot go there, like that. No, you have the absolute liberty. So there is no restraints on the activities of the individuals, along with providing opportunities for individuals to grow and develop. So basically speaking, liberty is allowing an individual, whosoever he or she is, right? Allowing an individual to grow and develop himself or herself as according to their principles, their capacities, their need, their wish, their desires. That's it. This is what the word liberty means. And it is conceived, liberty is conceived by Preamble, okay, is not absolute but qualified. Obviously, there exists some reasonable restrictions. Restrictions that are reasonable in nature. There exists. Okay. So it is qualified, not absolute. It means that liberty does not mean license to do whatever one likes. Instead, it has to be enjoyed with certain limitations that are even mentioned in our constitution as well. The constitution follows the doctrine of reasonable restrictions. Okay, do whatever you want, but yes, under the boundary of law. Do not breach the law and do not even hurt the liberties of others. as stated wonderfully, my rights are your duties. Your rights are my duties. That's simply vice versa. Okay, so this is what the term liberty basically means. Next, amendment of the preamble. Is preamble ever amended? Yes. So it's a very long story that we shall be discussing in the very next upcoming classes. But in short, let's talk about the crisp of the story. Is the preamble amended ever once? Yes. So the preamble has amended for the one time only till date. That is through the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act. But the question before the amendment of the preamble was not the amendment of the preamble. In fact, it was whether preamble is part of the Constitution or not. So starting with the Berubari case, crossing through the case of the Golaknath case, and then finally coming to the Keshwananda Bharati and the Minerva Mills case of 1973 and 1980 respectively. In Golaknath versus State of Punjab case of 1967, IC Golaknath versus State of Punjab 1967 case, Supreme Court clearly stated that preamble is not the part of the Constitution. Okay, no problem in that. But it reversed its judgment in 1973 when Supreme Court stated that yes, preamble is part of the Constitution. And in 1980, Supreme Court upgraded the 1973 judgment, that is, preamble is the integral part of the Constitution. Though not enforceable or justiciable in any court of law, but yes, it provides the basic philosophy and the theme of the Constitution. So, is it the part of the Constitution? Yes, it is. So, can it be amended? Yes, it can be amended. And so far, till date, today, that is 27th of March 2025, preamble has been amended just once, so far. Okay, so that means it can be amended further as well. So, through the 42nd Amendment Act 1976, 3 words were added inside the preamble, that is socialist, secular and integrity. Okay, these were the 2 words that were added through the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act. Okay, so socialist and secular were added between sovereign and democratic, as we have seen, whereas unity of the nation was changed to the unity and integrity of the nation. So this is what the preamble is as of now, that is with the just one ever amendment 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act of 1976. Now talking about few of the questions related to the preamble of the Indian Constitution. Which of the following statements regarding the preamble of the Indian Constitution is or are correct? How many of them? First, the preamble is an integral part of the Constitution and can be amended. It is the source of power for the government as well as limitation upon it. And third, the words socialist and secular were added by the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act of 1976. So it should be the easiest of the question for you guys, right? Just a minute back we have discussed this and here pops up the very same question. So yes, what is the correct answer? Here we go. B, that is 1 and 3 only. The preamble is an integral part of the Constitution according to the Keshwananda Bharati case and can be amended, and it has been amended so far as well. However, it is not a source of power or limitation as classified in the Berubari case of 1960. People of India are the source of power and not the Constitution. Okay, this is what Supreme Court stated in the Berubari Union case. Next, the idea of preamble of the Indian Constitution was borrowed from which of the following countries? US, UK, Soviet Union, that is the erstwhile USSR, modern day Russia, or is it France? So the principles mentioned in the Constitution, preamble, like for example, justice is from USSR, and liberty, equality, fraternity is from France. Okay, but Soviet Union has given us justice. Okay, France has given us liberty, fraternity and equality. Okay, but the whole of the preamble is adopted or actually copied from the American Constitution. Okay, the US Constitution, which we have seen in the American War of Independence, after the American War of Independence actually. Okay, and that is what we have also applied in the Indian Constitution. Which of the following statements is correct regarding the preamble? Correct. It is justiciable and enforceable by the courts. it cannot be amended under any circumstances. It states the objectives and philosophy of the Constitution. And last, it does not contain any justiciable provisions. So what is the correct statement actually? So yes, one of the easiest questions ever. C, that is, it states the objectives and philosophy of the Indian Constitution. Okay. So yep, that's the correct answer. Okay. Next, which of the following Supreme Court cases reinforce the idea that preamble is the part of the basic structure of the Constitution? Reinforced. It was enforced for the first time in the Keshavananda Bharati case. Here the question is reinforced, that is upgradation of the previous judgment. So as we were discussing it, yes, it is not Golaknath case, it is neither the Indira Gandhi case, it is neither the Shankari Prasad case, it is yes, the Minerva Mills case of 1980. Okay. So here the Supreme Court stated that it is an integral part or the basic structure of the Constitution as well. Okay. So guys, a homework for you. Okay. Just try to go ahead with the homework. Okay. That is, what do you mean by this term basic structure? How do I define this term basic structure? Please do let me know into the comment section. Okay. Basic structure. What is basic structure? This is what the homework for you guys will be. Just a paragraph will be enough. The doctrine of basic structure. Okay everyone, so that's it from my side today in this fourth class of the Indian Constitution, that is Indian polity subject actually. The whole series we will be going ahead with. Okay, so we have so far done with the introduction of the Constitution. Apart from that, the salient features, the sources, the Constituent Assembly, and this is the fourth one, that is the preamble of the Indian Constitution. That is all is done. Okay everyone, so in the next session we will be starting or going ahead with the most important chapter, that is the fundamental rights. Okay guys, so stay tuned with the channel and do subscribe it as well if you haven't done it yet. Okay, and apart from that, please do not forget to do your homework into the comment section as well. Okay, so thank you so much guys. See you all in the very next session. Bye bye, take care, study well. Jai Hind.